Words are spells. The Rasta way of speaking life. Have you ever wondered why some people speak differently? Not just in accent, but in meaning. Why some avoid certain words like they carry poison. In the Rastafari tradition, words are more than sounds. They are spells. Every word carries vibration, intention, and consequence. And when you speak, you're not just making noise, you're shaping your world. Rastafarians say word, sound, and power. That's because to the Rasta, the tongue is a spiritual tool. It can bless or curse, free or enslave. So we don't speak Babylon language without question. We don't repeat what was handed to us by oppressors, teachers, or systems that don't serve the soul. Instead, we choose our words with purpose, words that reflect truth, unity, and divine livity. You see, in Babylon, language is often used to divide, confuse, and suppress. Look around. Media, government, even religion have used words to twist reality and control perception. But in Rastafari, we reject that illusion. We overstand the deeper meaning behind the language, and we speak life. This is why Rastas don't just talk. We chant, we reason, we praise. We replace negative words with uplifting ones. We take back the power from colonial and mental chains, and we live by the principle that what you say, you become. What you say, you manifest. So today, we're revealing 7 words that Rastas avoid, not out of superstition, but out of wisdom. Words that seem simple, but when you look deeper, you'll see why we don't speak them. These are not just replacements, they are liberations. Every time we reject Babylon's speech, we are choosing to live higher, think deeper, and connect stronger with Jah. Ready to hear what they are? Let's trot into the first word. A word most people use every day without realizing it separates them from the divine. 1. Me and you. I and I. Most people speak in terms of separation. Me over here, you over there. But Rasta does not deal in division. Rasta deals in oneness. The word I and I is not just a phrase, it's a sacred utterance, a spiritual declaration of unity between the self and the Most High, and among all people as one divine family. In Babylon, they teach you from early, that's yours, this is mine. You are you, I am me. But that way of thinking creates boundaries between souls. It teaches ego, competition, and pride. Rasta breaks down those barriers. When a Rastaman says I and I, he's not just referring to himself. He's saying, the I in me is the same I in you, and both are one with Jah. This phrase is rooted in the Ethiopian Orthodox tradition and was developed within the Rastafari Livity to express the oneness of the human being with Jah Rastafari. It removes the illusion of duality. There is no lower and higher, no subject and object. There is only I, the divine consciousness shared by all. The first I represents the personal self. The second I represents Jah, or the universal soul. But they are not separate. I and I is one unity, not two individuals. It affirms that each man and woman is the living temple of the Most High. When you speak with I and I, you are grounding yourself in divine presence. This is why Rastas don't say you people, or them, or those ones. Those words carry judgment and otherness. Instead, we speak unity, the Edem, or the brethren and sistren. Even in correction or disagreement, we speak with respect and equal ground, because all are part of the same living creation. Babylon teaches separation. Rastafari teaches togetherness. In a world divided by race, class, religion, and illusion, I and I is a radical return to unity. It reminds us that no one is above or below. No one is outside the circle of divine life. And every time we speak that truth, we draw closer to Zion. So next time you open your mouth to speak, ask yourself, are you reinforcing division? Or are you affirming the divine connection that binds all life? Say, I, and walk in the fullness of who you truly are, a child of the Most High, forever connected in love and overstanding. Let's move forward now to another word, one you might think is harmless, but Rastas rise above it with a higher version. Understand becomes overstand. 2. Understand. Overstand. The word understand is common in everyday language. People use it to say they get the meaning of something. But in the eyes of Rastafari, this word is a trap. It places the speaker in a position beneath the knowledge. To understand is to be under something, as if the truth is above you, as if you are beneath it. And Rastafari does not live beneath anything, especially not the truth. Instead, we say, overstand, because when you overstand, you stand above the lies of Babylon, above confusion, above illusion. Overstanding means you are not just accepting information blindly, you are seeing through it, beyond it, into the spirit of the thing. It is higher knowledge, wisdom blessed by Jah, not just mental facts handed down by systems of control. Babylon will teach you to understand the rules, understand your place, understand authority. But Rasta knows that those teachings are often rooted in oppression. To truly live free, you must overstand the game being played. You must rise above surface meanings and see the intention behind the words. That is where truth lives, not beneath you, but within and above. Overstanding is the fruit of reasoning. What Rastas do when brethren and sistren come together to talk, to reason in spirit, to lift each other's thoughts towards Zion. It's not about debate or ego, it's about revelation. And overstanding is the result. When your eyes are opened, not just your ears. When Rasta says, I overstand, it means I see clearly. I receive not just the words, but the spirit. I discern truth, and I rise with it. That is a powerful thing. That is not what Babylon wants. Babylon wants minds that submit. Rasta calls for minds that rise. Even the way the word sounds, overstand, carries strength. It is not a passive word. It is not a word of surrender. It is a word of spiritual authority. You are not under pressure. You are not under bondage. You are not under the lies. You are standing in truth. Over truth, you are lifted. So we replace I understand with I overstand. And in doing so, we declare that we are no longer subjects of the system. We are over it, not with arrogance, but with clarity, not with pride, but with purpose. Jah light guides our sight, and with that, we see all things for what they truly are. Now let's move into the next word, a word people use to say farewell. But in Rastafari, we don't say goodbye. We say something far more powerful. 3. Goodbye. Walk good, blessed love. The word goodbye seems simple, right? A common way to part ways. But Rasta does not take language lightly. Every word is a declaration, a vibration, a seed planted in the spirit. And when you say goodbye, have you ever stopped to ask what you're truly saying? Most don't realize that goodbye is actually a shortened version of God be with ye. Over time, it got watered down into just a routine expression. But even deeper, Rastas recognize that the word bye has also come to carry a sense of finality, even disconnection. It's used in Babylon to cut off, to dismiss, to walk away without soulfulness. That's not how Rasta parts ways. Rasta does not say goodbye. Rasta says, walk good. It's a blessing. It means, may your steps be guided. May your path be righteous. May your journey carry you in peace and purpose. Walk good is not an ending. It is a continuation of connection. It reminds the one departing that their journey is still watched over by Jah and by the hearts of those they leave behind. Another powerful phrase is blessed love. This is not just a kind farewell. It is a deep, spiritual reminder that the love we share as Rasta people does not end when we separate. It continues because it is grounded in divine livity. In Babylon, love often comes with conditions, complications, or endings. But in Rastafari, love is blessed, eternal, sacred. Some also say, one perfect love, a declaration of unity and purity. One love that is not divided, not polluted by ego, not corrupted by Babylon thinking. It's a farewell and a greeting at the same time, because in truth, we are never truly apart. In spirit, we remain one. So when a Rasta sees you off, he or she isn't cutting a tie. They're affirming your path. They're speaking life into your movement. They're calling on Yah to walk beside you. Walk good is a loving way to say, go forward with strength, stay up, remain in peace, until our paths cross again in Jah time. You see, every parting is an opportunity to send spiritual energy with someone. Babylon says goodbye and forgets. Rasta sends blessings, guidance, love, and unity. Even a farewell becomes a chant of upliftment. So next time someone says goodbye, think twice. What do you really want to say? If you're living the Livity, if you're walking in the fullness of Rastafari, let your farewell carry power. Walk good. Blessed love. One perfect love. Until we meet again in Zion. Now let's look at another word. One used every single day across the world, but one that Rastas avoid completely. The word death. Death. Transition. Return to the ancestors. In a world where fear of death runs deep, where the end of life is often seen as a dark and final moment, Rastafari speaks a different truth. We do not fear death, and we do not speak of it the way Babylon does. The word death itself carries an energy that suggests finality, loss, and absence. It carries a shadow, a fear, a feeling of ending. But Rastafari knows that life is eternal, and the spirit cannot be destroyed. Death, as understood by the world, is not the end. It is merely a transition, a passing from one plane of existence to another. When a Rasta speaks of what the world calls death, we choose to call it transition. This word represents the movement from this material world to the spiritual realm, the journey back to Jah's embrace. It speaks to the continuity of life in all its forms, and it aligns with the Rasta belief that we are eternal beings, not bound by time or this temporary body. The return to the ancestors is another term used in Rastafari to describe this transition. It recognizes that our physical bodies may pass, but our spirits return to the lineage of those who came before us. Our ancestors are always with us, guiding us, reminding us that life is cyclical and that death is not a loss. It is a return to the source, a return to the divine. In Babylon, they fear death because they view it as the end. But Rasta understands that we are not born to die. We are born to live eternally in spirit. And death is just a doorway to that next stage of existence. It's a natural and sacred process, not something to be mourned in fear, but to be celebrated as a return to the divine flow. In Rastafari, we honor our ancestors because we understand that the spirit of the ones who came before us is always with us. They never truly leave. They live on, in the wisdom they impart, in the legacy they leave, and in the actions we take today. We give thanks to those who have transitioned before us, knowing that when our time comes, we too will return to the ancestors, continuing the cycle of life. When we stop using the word death, we stop reinforcing fear and separation. We stop seeing it as an ending. We see it for what it truly is, a transition to another phase, another state of being. This is why Rasta embraces life with full intensity, because we know that the spirit is eternal, and every moment we are given on this earth is a precious opportunity to live righteously, to do good, and to prepare for the transition to the next realm with peace. So, the next time the topic of death arises, remember that it is not the end. It is simply a return to Jah, to the ancestors, to the circle of life. Let us continue our journey now with another common word, one often used to describe something we don't have, but that a Rasta knows can never truly be missing. Need. 5. Need. Desire. Want. In the language of Babylon, the word need is used frequently. It is a word that reflects lack, shortage, and dependence. When we say, "I need this," or "I need that," we are subconsciously telling the universe that we are incomplete, that we are lacking something essential. But this is not the Rasta way. Rastafari teaches us to live with abundance, because we know that we were created by Jah with everything we need to thrive. In the true Rasta mindset, there is no lack. All things are provided for, and what we have is enough. This is why the word need is avoided. It carries with it a vibration of scarcity and limitation, something that is far removed from the teachings of Jah, who provides for all his children. Instead of saying "I need," Rastas choose words like desire or want. Why? Because these words come from a place of conscious choice, not from a place of deficiency. To desire something is to recognize that it is something you wish for, something you would like to bring into your life, but not something you must have in order to feel complete. Desire carries with it the energy of aspiration, not lack. It's the recognition that everything you truly need for your journey is already within you or on its way to you through Jah's grace. Likewise, when we say, "I want something," it's not coming from a place of desperation. It is an acknowledgement of what we would like to manifest in our lives, but without the stress of feeling as if our existence is incomplete without it. Want is a desire that aligns with our vision and livity. It is a sacred call to the universe that we are prepared and open for the blessings that come to us, but without fear or impatience. By choosing to replace need with desire or want, we remind ourselves that our essence is not defined by our possessions or circumstances. We are complete as we are, and everything we seek is already being provided for us in perfect timing. There is no lack in the kingdom of Jah. Even when we long for change or progress, we speak with gratitude, knowing that it will come when the time is right. So next time you feel the urge to say, "I need," pause. Ask yourself, do you truly need this, or are you simply desiring it? Is it something that will complete you, or will it simply be another step in your journey toward fulfillment? Speak with intention, and remember that the power of your words can shape your reality. Words of power. Choose wisely. As we close this reasoning, it's clear that words carry much more weight than we often realize. Each word you speak sends out a vibration into the world, shaping your experience, your reality, and your connection with the divine. In Rastafari, we do not speak carelessly. We speak with purpose, with consciousness, with understanding that words are spells. When we say "I" and "I," we affirm our connection with Yah and with each other. When we say "overstand," we rise above confusion and embrace truth. When we say, walk good or blessed love, we send our loved ones off with blessings, not finality. When we speak of death as a transition or a return to the ancestors, we remind ourselves that life is eternal and the spirit lives on. And when we replace need with desire or want, we affirm our trust in Yah's abundance and the perfection of timing. Now, as you move forward in your own life, remember the power of your words. Choose them wisely. Speak life, speak truth, speak unity, and may your words always reflect the divine light within you. One love, blessed love.